Hey, everybody. Welcome to another Drinks with Tiffani Beth. I am your favorite Wicked Wild Child, Tiffani Beth, and it's a beautiful Friday night. Tonight I want to have on Gigi Mazzola. She's an author, a best-selling author, and I'm so happy to have her, and I can't wait for her to come on and tell you about her new book. I have to excuse me. All of a sudden, I just started getting a sore throat and everything, so if I sound a little off, I apologize. I just want to let everybody know on the 23rd we will be at Rolling Hills Asylum. Rolling Hills Asylum is one of our sponsors. We'll be there on the 23rd doing a captive investigation. And if you want to come and hang out with us, it's cool. You know, we do a little bit of the paranormal here and there. Not a lot, but a little bit. So if you want to come and join us, that would be awesome. Excuse me. So, again, we'll be there at the 23rd. Also, Best Friends Animal Society. I am so happy to be a spokesman for them. I am, as you know, if you know me at all and listen to my shows, huge animal advocate. And Best Friends Animal Society is a rescue, and they could always use donations. They could always use volunteers to help. So if you are an animal advocate like me, I would absolutely love to have you donate some money, donate products like food, cleaning supplies, or even your time. Just go to www.bestfriendsanimalsociety.com. Also on that note, I would just like to say, for the record, that a veterinarian should never take the life of an animal. Kristen Lindsay is a disgusting person, and she should never, ever, ever be allowed to touch another animal for as long as she lives. She should have her license stripped and revoked. She should never, ever be allowed another animal clinic or rescue or anything, ever at all. So I'm just going to say that and leave it be. The Caring Coaching Center is another sponsor, and Karen Kennedy is an amazing woman. I love her so much. And she has this incredible business, and it's to help you. It's to help you become a better person. And so if you go to www.thecaringcoachingcenter.com and you look all over the page, email her, and you will get a free 50-minute health history consultation. And that will tell her a lot about you and what needs you have that need to be met and you want the goals you want to achieve. And so that's going to be really, really awesome. And she's really amazing. So go to www.thecaringcoachingcenter.com. Look at what Karen can do for you. Email her. Get started on the new you today. She's a life coach. She's a nutritionist. She's everything. And how often do you get that in one person? And she just genuinely wants the best for you. So, again, go to www.thecaringcoachingcenter.com. Is my guest here yet, Gigi Mazzola? I guess not yet. So we'll just keep plugging away. Also, 76inc.com, they're going to be doing the merchandise for D.T.M. and Drinks with Tiffani Beth. They are talented artists and graphic designers, and they have already made some merchandise for Drinks with Tiffani Beth. And so if you want t-shirts made, hoodies made, sweatshirts made, fleeces made, go to www.76inc.com and order your t-shirts today. Like I said, they have amazing graphic designers. You really won't be disappointed. You'll be really, really happy. Excuse me. Deadly Grounds Coffee. I love coffee. I'm a coffee connoisseur. And Deadly Grounds Coffee is so yummy. They have flavored coffees. They have all sorts of blends. They're super, super flavorful. And they keep me awake. They also have decaf. But I'm one of those people, and I'm sorry if I offend people, but I'm one of those people like caffeine-free coffee is basically coffee-flavored water. I can drink water without the coffee. If I'm going to have coffee, I need it to keep my ass awake. So they have awesome energy-giving coffee. Yummy and delicious. So that's www.deadlygroundscoffee.com. Also, Jackie Bowling, psychic medium clairvoyant. She's really, really gifted. I've always said this, and I'll say it again. I'm not a huge psychic person, but we met her, and I'd never spoken to her, and she just told me things that no one else would know. She really looked into my soul, and that was the first time I've ever really had that experience, and I want you to have that too. And so go to www.dtmwickedradio.com. Click on the sponsor page and click on Jackie Bowling and read over her page. Contact her. You will not be disappointed. So is my guest here yet? Is Gigi here yet? Okay, we're going to give her another couple minutes. So that's what we're doing. If you missed my show last week, I had on Robbie Ripple from Ink Master Rivals. He is an amazing, amazing guy, so gracious, so sweet and so kind. He gave us a little bit of the DL on, on Ink Masters. Excuse me. We learned that Emily Degato is not the bitch she appears to be, but as a matter of fact, everybody kind of just takes a role. And, it's called, when I put in quotes, reality TV. I wonder if that happens in a lot of reality TV. Like, even though it's not supposed to be scripted, and Ink Master isn't, but I often wonder if, like, once the show starts, if people feel like they have to take on a certain role, and so they kind of bring out an alter ego. Like Robbie was saying, in the beginning he was kind of like the asshole because he wanted attention, and they all want the camera to be on them. And so I wonder if that, that happens in reality TV. It's one of those things, like if people just assume a position, or assume a role so they can get that notoriety and they get all of, the attention. I guess it's possible. I don't see why it wouldn't be. But he was awesome. He even said how Oliver and Chris Nunez and David, Navarro.
Hello.
Gigi?
Yeah.
Hi, Gigi. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. How are you? Sorry, I wasn't sure if I was recording or what was going on.
No, you're fine. All right, everybody, this is Gigi Mazzola. She is here. So I'm going to jump right into it. Can you tell everybody about this awesome book you have coming out?
Oh, you're sweet. Yes, absolutely. Well, it is called Love's Wonders, and to me it is a fun-loving, educational children's book. I got the inspiration to write it with the birth of my first child, my son, and anyway, I've had a blast with it, and I hope that readers are going to enjoy reading it to their little ones as much as I've enjoyed reading it to mine.
From what ages would you say the book is appropriate for?
I would say, honestly, I'm a big proponent to reading even to newborns. Studies show that that's awesome, for development and all that good stuff. So, from that to, at least second, third grade, it's very simple reading, and it's got some repetitive sentence structures, but then, as I mentioned, the educational aspect kind of helps the older kids learn a little bit about geography and different places around the world.
That's so awesome. Now, what is can I ask what the theme of Love Wonders, but can you give us a little bit
Sure.
on your book and talk a little bit about what it's about?
Yeah. Okay, so, obviously you're familiar with the term of the seven wonders of the world, and so I kind of took that inspiration. I've always loved to travel and learn about different cultures and different famous landmarks and destinations. So I was inspired to kind of tie in the love that a parent has for their child. And obviously when I say parent, it can be, guardian, sibling, any relationship really. But that love that's so extraordinary and it's hard to describe and put into words, well, I kind of tied that into the different landmarks around the world. So hence the title, Love's Wonders. And it basically compares the size of the reader's love to different exciting, famous places such as the Taj Mahal. We talk about the Grand Canyon, the Empire State Building, Mount Everest, places like that, that kind of take the reader around the world. We've even got the Great Wall of China in there. And in the back, I include a little glossary, something brief, but just has, brief definitions of each landmark to give it, that little educational aspect, and so that the kids can learn more factual information about these places.
That sounds so cool. You said that before your children inspired you to write the book, but about when did it inspire you to write the book, and why this subject?
You know what? Okay, to be honest, my son now is 8 years old, and I have since already had a second child, my daughter, who's 4. I wrote the book when he was, he wasn't even a year old. And honestly, it really, as cliche as it sounds, people always say, gosh, your first kid is just a love that's indescribable. And yeah, you're like, okay. And this, when you really experience it, it's just, I don't know, it kind of takes your breath away. And I'm assuming most parents out there can relate. And so, again, then I took my love of travel and new places and thought, you know what, I'm gonna tie these two things in together. And just to kind of give you an example, let's see, like the very first line is, my love for you is so big it wouldn't fit in the Grand Canyon. And then it goes on, like I'd mentioned, the wording changes a little bit, but, that underlying theme, and then comparison to the Taj Mahal, and the Golden Gate Bridge is on there. And it's I don't know. I took those two themes, the love of my child and the love of different places and travel, and used that. And then again, I want kids to learn,
Absolutely, 100%. And I think that's so great when children. It's not just a book for fun, but children can. There's a message in it, whether it's about being brave, or whether it's about love, or whether it's about anything. I think it's important when there is a message in there, because some children books are kind of cute and there's not really a message. It's just Billy went to the park today and got a red balloon, and didn't he have fun?
Sure. Yeah, and you see a lot of that out there. And that was my goal, was to try to, combine warm and fuzzy, where it's a feel-good message, but then at the same time have a little bit of relevance and a little bit of factual information. And, obviously not everyone, I've never been to a lot of these places. They're certainly on my bucket list, but sometimes reading is the closest thing that we can get to some of these, majestic, different, exotic destinations. And, so reading and learning about them is the next best thing if you're not able to actually make it there,
Oh, absolutely, 100%. And I think that's also neat. You're taking a kid on a journey, and it makes them curious, and maybe it'll make them want to step outside their comfort zone when they get older, because they'll go, I read a book about the Grand Canyon. I've never been there, and, I want to go, and, maybe we should do that. Let's step outside our comfort zone. So it just doesn't, it gives them an impression right now that they can look back on later in life and think, we should do that. I read that book, and it was an awesome book, and we should go to the Grand Canyon, or we should go to the Taj Mahal.
That's right.
It's always nice.
That's right.
To imply or instill in a sense of adventure in your kids.
Exactly. Yeah, and spark that imagination,
Absolutely. Oh, 120%. I really, I agree with that. And I don't think kids get it enough these days. I think kids are, and I hate to say it, but kids are so coddled nowadays, and they're not given the free range to really think for themselves, or
I agree.
Really get their hands dirty in certain aspects. And so I love a book that's free thinking and imply or gives them the idea to be adventurous and do something outside of themselves and outside of their comfort zone.
Absolutely.
Now, will you be writing other children's books?
I have every intention to. I've got my theme, and I've got, my characters. Now it is a matter of literally finding the time to, put the pen to the paper. Like I mentioned, now I've got 2 kiddos, and I'm a busy mom and wife, and I do a lot of volunteer work in my community, and I also work full time, so but I do look forward to it. Like I said, I